Let's jump right into it. No, no, no. No car seat. No ride in this Uber or Lyft. We're going to talk about this today in detail. And I'm going to give y'all some tips to follow. Things that will help you make things a little bit more easier. But before I start this video, I would like to ask you all to subscribe, like, and share and hit the notification bell so you can stay notified of my latest content. This helps my channel grow. Okay? Now let's get right to the bullshit. Hell no. If you ain't got a car seat or car seats, you're not going to get a ride in my Uber and Lyft. And here's why. Liability is the biggest thing in giving rides to people that have children without car seats. The liability is the number one thing. That liability alone can ruin everything that you got going on. You know, you open yourself, if you go against that liability for them few dollars, that liability can ruin your driver's license. You can get a charge. You can be charged. Yeah, you can be charged. Your insurance is going to be ruined. It could affect your driver's license. You could wind up with a SR22. You know what I'm saying? You need your driver's license, and you need to be able to acquire insurance in order to perform out here. You know, whether you're doing Uber and Lyft or whether you're doing some type of private transportation service. So the liability is the liability is the number one reason why offering somebody a trip with a child and no car seat is a major risk. Okay? With liability comes the injuries that could happen if that child get hurt. All the parents is going to sue you because you are the driver. You had every right to tell them, or every chance to tell them, hey, no, we're not doing that. No car seats, booster seats. I can't give you no ride in here. You're going to have to call another Uber Lyft. If maybe you look up and get you one of them that's going that destroy liability to the wind. But you know, not in this one. Not going to do it. That child could get hurt, killed, and you know the parents that's going to sue you. You're going to be held responsible for everything because as a driver, it was your discretion that you used to allow them to get inside of the vehicle. There is no excuse to go against liability for them few dollars. I don't give a damn if they're going a few centimeters up the street. And I don't give a damn if they offer you $50. It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? People, we have to use our brains. All money ain't good money. Now, let's talk about all of the backlash that you're going to get. A lot of people don't like confrontation. Well, you're in the wrong business. You're driving or you're doing gig work and you don't want no confrontation because you don't like it. You're in the wrong line of work. You just might as well just go ahead and find you something else to do. Go get a remote job where you can sit behind a computer and log in some shit or talk to some people. Well, if you don't like confrontation, you damn sure ain't going to want to talk to nobody doing remote work. Do something you can log in. You don't have to have no interactions with people. You know, a lot of you drivers are introverted. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how to communicate with people and things that nature. You won't open your mouth. You let the drivers run all over top of you. You let the riders run all over top of you. You understand what I'm saying? So, just know this. It's going to be some confrontation. How you handle it, though, is one of the most important things, because see how you handle the confrontation or the bad energy that's directed towards you, because you have set rules to keep you safe and the children safe. Better yet, let me rephrase that. If there's bad energy or confrontation that's coming from the rules that you've set in your vehicle, far as car seats and booster seats, that's fine, because your number one goal is to protect the children and yourself. You see what I'm saying? But I'm gonna give you here's a tip that you're going to get from this. Now, because there's going to be a lot of times where you're going to run into this problem and you're going to get pressure. Oh, well, I'm only going down the street. I'm only going 3 blocks over. This is the number one thing that they say. Oh, well, the driver yesterday or earlier today didn't have nothing to say. That is one of the things that most of all of them going to say. Because as I stated in the beginning, you have some drivers that don't give a damn. They just throw liability to the wind because they're trying to get a few dollars. They don't think that nothing can happen from here and 100 yards up the street. They don't care. They just, you know who I'm talking, you drivers, you know who I'm talking about that's doing it. You're throwing liability to the wind, but that is your ass if something happens. You do what you want to do. It's your car, you're grown. Can't nobody tell you nothing when you're grown, so you do what you want to do. But you're a dumb son of a bitch. And Rideshare Real Talk said that. Now, back to the tip. They come to the car. I don't care if it's a couple. I don't care if it's a woman with children, whatever. You tell them, you say, yes, ma'am. I'm not going to take this trip because I see you don't have no car seats or no booster seats. I'm not going to risk those children's lives or anything happening to those children. With all due respect, I'm going to cancel this trip and everything. And that is not safe. You know what I'm saying? And, no back and forth. There's absolutely no reason for you as an Uber or a Lyft driver to be going back and forth with any person that does not have the proper child safety seats and booster seats for the car on a trip. There's not, because if they want to risk the children's lives, it's sad that they want to do that, but not on it. It should not be allowed to happen on your watch. It should not. I don't give a damn where they're going. You understand what I'm saying? You just tell them, say, no, I'm not going to do that. They can say whatever they want to say. Because remember, you was fine until you came to pick them up. So it'll be just like you're still fine. No, I can't take that trip. Cancel. Pull off. No back and forth. I don't give a damn. They say something about your mama. They don't know your mama. So there ain't nothing they can say about her. They can call you a nigga, cracker, whatever they want to make you mad. Just remember that you was fine before you came to them. Well, at least it is what it is. Ignore them. Keep it moving. It ain't worth it. You understand? Now, that's that tip. No back and forth. Absolutely no back and forth. It is what it is. How you handle that interaction is fine, but I gave you the tips. I'm not going to take that trip. It's too risky. I'm not going to jeopardize those children's lives or anything of that nature. I'm going to cancel this trip, and you have one for day. It's what it is. Whatever they want to say, it's fine. You don't have to hear it. Pull off. Now, okay? So, it's the drivers have a lot to endure on a daily basis. from trip to trip. Every passenger comes with a different set of problems. Not all passengers are going to be a problem or idiots, but the vast majority is going to have some bullshit going on with them. And I'm telling you, if you're driving multiple hours in a day, you will run into multiple situations where there's parents and no children. It's just that simple. You're going to run into situations where they're going to tell you lies. They're going to try to say, he's 11 years old. He don't need a car seat. Every state has a weight restriction. No, you do not supposed to have a scale. You know what the proper size is. You can look at a child and tell what the age is. If that child is claimed to be 9, 10, 11 years old, but their size don't add up to it, tell them, I'm still not going to do it. There's a weight restriction. Use your judgment. That's something that you have to do. I don't give a damn what they say, what they do. It's a pain in the ass. And it should not be allowed. But these people booking these trips with these budget-friendly booking platforms, Uber and Lyft, and they're trying to keep the passengers happy. And yes, they may mention something about a car seat, but don't stress it. Because it should be a section in there where the driver can report them for not having car seats, and then Uber and Lyft can penalize them on their end. But again, they want all the backlash to go to the drivers. Now, it's just not worth it's not worth it at all to get caught up in getting a check. The tickets for child safety restraints varies throughout different cities and states. Good Lord, some of them could be as much as $150 per child, depending on what city or state that you're driving in. Man, we don't make that kind of money out here, and if we do, we ain't trying to give it away, being careless. Not to mention, there could be a moment where you pull to a stoplight, and somebody could be running from the police, driving reckless, or somebody could be in a parking lot somewhere and don't see you parked at the light and run slam in the back of you or to the side of you. That child is going to be hurt. The parents is going to see, although they're going to be upset, they're going to sue. When the police officer asks them why there was no car seats, you know what they're going to tell the police officer? Well, the driver said it was fine for me to ride, for us to ride without children. They're going to put it on you. But yet and still, they're still going to sue because they're going to see dollar signs. You understand what I'm saying? The children going to have neck. If the children don't luckily get killed or badly hurt, they're going to have neck collars on and everything because the mamas and them going to make sure that they get some money off that insurance. Yeah? And then no telling how you be charged. You might wind up with an SR22, or your earning potential is gone out the window because you threw liability to the wind. And that is bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? But hey, some of you drivers going to do what you want to do anyway. You ain't going to do the hell with Rideshare Real Talk talking about. I'm just a nigga sitting in a car talking to you. You don't know. Hey, hear what? But hey, I'm just going to give you the advice. It's up to you what you do with it. Now, I like to give y'all a little story or two or of some situations similar to the video because I've been, it's a lot, as a driver that logged in a lot of hours and a lot of rides, I got some shit to tell you. I can't remember all of them, but I can remember a lot of them. Okay. I set the trip one day and it took me to Smiles Dentistry. So I'm pretty sure that Smiles is everywhere. Children's Smiles, whether Smiles Dentist is dental offices are everywhere. So when I pulled into the parking lot of the shopping center where the Smiles was, there was a gentleman and a young lady standing out there, and they had it was a stroller, right? And they had the baby was, one of the babies was on the guy strapped into one of those little carrying things or whatever. They had two more children. They had a little girl that looked like she could have been 2 years old, and they looked like they had it was a little boy that looked like he could have been probably about 4 years to 5 years old. They was busy at work. They putting in some work. You know what I'm saying? They building a family. So the guy asked me to open the trunk because he had reached in the car and put one or two bags in, right? And then he said, "Can you open the trunk, man? I'm gonna fold up the stroller." I told him, I said, "Hey, man," I said, "I'm not gonna be able to give you a ride. You all don't have the proper car seats." I said, you know, we can unhook the car seat from the stroller, for to put my daughter in, and my wife can hold my son, and I'm gonna hold the baby in because this is considered as a car seat. I looked at dude, I said, "Man, are you kidding me?" I said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "So now you about to tell me that your wife is going to hold your son while you put your daughter in the car seat that's attached to the stroller or whatever, and you got a car seat strapped to your body?" I said, "Man, look, this trip, I'm going to cancel this trip. My wife got to get home. She got to breastfeed my child. She has to milk or do something. She has to, whatever it is." She said, "Hey, man, my child got to eat." And then I told him, I said, "Hey, man, I'm going to tell you again. I sympathize with you, but I'm not going to give you a ride in here because you do not have the proper child seats, child restraints for nobody. And that thing that you got on your body is not a car seat. And whoever told you that, you should go and tell them they told you a damn lie, because that is not a car seat." You understand what I'm saying? "Oh, man, this, that, and the third. But, man, what do we supposed to do?" So I told brother, I got out the car. I said, "Look here, partner, lower your voice." I said, "Look here, lower your voice. Hey, man, who you talking to? Man, do you understand? Do you know what I'm capable of?" I looked at him like that because I was shocked. Then he said, I said, "Hey, man, now, we can either do this one or two ways. Either you can get your bags and things and y'all call another Lyft or Uber, or I can embarrass y'all here in front of you, in front of your wife or whoever, your girlfriend, whoever sits, and your children." I said, "Now, because you're not going to disrespect me, because all I'm telling you is that this is not allowed in this vehicle. What another driver has allowed y'all to do or will do when you call them, Hey, man, that's them. But over here, these are the rules in this car. And this is how it's going to be. There's not going to be any disrespect hurled towards me. You understand what I'm saying? So he grabbed the stroller. I grabbed the 2 bags out the car. And the lady said, I'll take them. Like that, right? And she told me something, can I get your name? I said, the name is on the screen. Okay. Got back in, canceled the trip. And I put in there no car seats. And I took my time to leave a comment. Disgruntled family. Children, there's several children, there was 1 car seat and newborn babies with no car seats or anything. And submitted it. Went on about my business. But that incident right there could have completely went left because old boy wanted to poke his chest out at a driver because they're probably used to doing that shit. Look, all drivers is not going to go for any types of disrespect. You're going to have to respect drivers. Drivers are people. They got shit going on in their lives outside of them cars that you people don't have a clue about. And there's no way in the hell that nobody is no driver is going to be dealing with the shit that they dealing with and then have to deal with the bullshit from the passengers when it's unnecessary. Hey, man, drivers, Uber and Lyft drivers, it's a no, no, no. No car seat, no ride in this Uber and Lyft. I just wanted to leave this video, and I'm going to continue to update this video constantly so I can keep you all informed on how important it is not to throw liability to the wind. It's not worth it, man. I don't give a damn how scary the passengers are or how aggressive they are. You don't have to stand there. The back and forth takes time. Don't do it. Cancel the trip. Tell them, say your money has been refunded and pull off. Anything else that happens, you call the police. Do not allow them people to put their hands on you. Do not allow them to get all up in your personal space and none of that. But make sure that if you have a dash cam, you have that thing on and you have that thing recording because they're going to report you. And Uber and Lyft will put your account in the hole. People, I know as drivers, you do not want any confrontation, so you don't contest a lot of confrontation. But man, it don't matter whether you address the confrontation or stay introverted. You're still going to get the short end of the stick because these is how the platforms are designed. The driver is the doormat. The customer is the revenue. And the platform is getting a higher percentage of the money that the driver that's the doormat is making, while the passengers are allowed to do and say and act any way possible. The only thing we have at our disposal is the cancel button and the opportunity to make wise decisions and pull off. On to the next trip. Hey, I love you all. I want you all to do better. For you drivers that's breaking this rule, I hope you got something from this video. Hey man, it's just a little tough love. That's all it is. You know what I mean? Constructive criticism. Hey man, you got to own in life, in this life that we're in, you have to own the bullshit that you put out there. Ain't no sense of creating no hardship for yourself if you don't have to. It's one word, no. That's it. If somebody didn't tell you that they love you today, Rideshare Real Talk loves you. I'm out.